Hello everybody, so today I'm going to talk about my experience with ezplatform 3 development. So I tried to develop a bundle and so I did it. I'm going to show how my bundle works. So it's basically an editor plugin. So when I start typing, so for example, I start typing some some words and then the editor plugin gives me some suggestions. For example, when I type bad, it gives me those two words. Yeah, it's a really simple bundle, and I hope that it's the basis for some other bundles, and it also works as a reference because I learned a lot developing this really simple bundle. And yeah, you can see that it works. I can insert the word at the beginning of the paragraph or at the end of the paragraph. If I type here something that say topic, and then it gives me the topic word suggestion. If I, let's say I type lap, so it gives me those 4 word suggestions. Yeah, it's working right now, and what's the most important is like the process of developing this. So when we start developing with ezplatform 3, the first thing that I notice is that right now it's not that clear how we should develop reusable bundles. In ezplatform 2, the default distribution um, was made in a way that we always would create distributable bundles, but that's not the case for ezplatform 3. The current configuration is set in a way that we are just going to develop the application, and I think that's okay because most of the time we are going to dev the whole application and not distributable bundles. But in my case, I wanted to develop a reusable bundle. So what I did was to go here in composer.json, and then in autoload I added this line here. So basically it's going to autoload all classes that are placed in a folder named bundles. That means that I needed to create this folder, and then I created this folder here, bundles, and after that I created a new bundle here. It's really similar to the structure that we had in ezplatform 2. So it's the same idea. So you have the folder controller, dependency injection, resource, and so on. After that, what is different between ezplatform 2 and 3? So I went to this file here, bundles.php, instead of ezpkernel. So you go in config and bundles.php, and then I added the line referencing my new bundle here. After that, I also need to add a reference to my roots file in the bundle. So there's this file here. So basically I put this, but you need to create in config roots, and then you create the file, your custom file there and point to the routing YAML in your bundle. And then I, I think that is basically it. And then you can start developing your bundle. And I tried to develop my bundle in a way that I would not need to change the whole platform files or any. I try to minimize the changes needed to the platform file. So for example, those were the main changes, and that is it. And in the bundle that I created, I put all my settings and all the definitions in resource config, and then I created those three files here. Routing is being referenced by this here, but those two here, app and ezplatform, are referenced in this dependency injection. So in app.yaml, I defined the controller here, and then I defined those two settings that is going to import this template here when we are in edit mode in the ezplatform admin UI. So, and this is in it's the same idea, but this is in content create form, and this is content edit form. So when you are creating a new object, the group is this one. When you are editing a new an existing object, the group is this one. But when you are creating, the group is this one. This is the only difference, but both templates are the same in both cases. And then I have just defined this controller here. And with this controller defined, I used the controller in this routing. So this routing, I'm just returning a JSON file with a bag of words in a given language. So I'm going to show the controller here. So the controller is really simple. It's just checks if the file for the given language exists, then it returns. Otherwise, it's going to return the bag of words for the English language. And you can see here, it's really simple code. And then I created this folder here, and right now I have just two files, Eng and Portuguese. So for English words, we use this one. For Portuguese, this file here. Didn't test the Portuguese, but the English is working like I have shown in the beginning of this video. Then it starts the fun part, which is configuring Webpack. So in ezplatform, we try to use Webpack as much as possible. It's not straightforward because at least for me, that I'm not used with this Webpack, but it's not that hard to get the basics working. So basically, you need to create this folder here, Anchor, and this file here with this exact name is z.config.manager.js. And in my case, I created those two references here. One for the ezplatform Richtext online editor.js, and so I create those two files. One plugins slash word suggestion.js and then buttons word suggestion.js. And then I have this style here. So you need to put this entry name. This entry name is for the CSS and this one for the JS, for the Richtext online editor. This is the SAS file. It's really simple, so not that much to see here. I'm just putting some styles for the text, for the buttons, and that area that we see here. So this text here, the font size is 24 pixel. This column here, it fills this whole column, and yeah, I think that is it. Now the JS files. So I have created this structure here, and then I have these plugins, word suggestion, and so it has a function to insert the text, and I have defined this event. So when the editor change, I check what is the current position, and I check what is the text in that line, and I assign the value to a global variable. There might be better ways to do this, but yeah, I did it that way. And then I have these buttons, and this JavaScript here is basically checking what is the current last word in the current position in the online editor. So for example, this, in this case here, it's going to be lab. So this is basically checking that word, and then I'm checking the bag of words for words starting with that word. This one here, lab. Oh, I forgot to say that there's this template. Let me show you the template. Views, themes, admin. This template here, it's loaded when we are in edit mode. It's this template here, and all it does is to perform an AJAX call to that module, to that root that I have created. So for example, when I load the page here, we make a call to this module here, Google editor word suggestion list, and then the language. And yeah, so I'm doing the call like this, and then if it's success, we assigned the received data to this global accessible variable, and then we can use it in our JavaScript. So let's go back to these buttons here, and then so I check if the current selected word has words in that bag of words that we are checking, and then we return a list of that words into this view here. So we start typing, and then those are buttons that we build in this JavaScript code here. So I think that is it, and the dependency injection, it has been built in a way that we could create an array here, but I think I should simplify this code here because it does not make sense right now. There's just one item here, so we don't need to have this. And I'm not planning to add more settings into this bundle. Same here is a platform, and what is fun is that I lost a lot of time trying to figure out how to add this. Where is it? To inject those settings here correctly, and seems like even though we changed to ezplatform, if we are going to inject the settings, we still need to inject in the ezpublish namespace. So where is it? Let me check here. Like this. So in this case, we still need to inject the settings that were supposed to be in ezplatform namespace still in ezpublish. Otherwise, it's not going to work for some reason. But Richtext is okay, so we can just prepend Richtext direct to Richtext. And I think that is it. And I have defined the button prior to 900 because I wanted to show it before all the other buttons. So we have something like this right now. And I think that is it. And I'm enjoying to create extensions to the online editor. I think it's lacking some features that I don't even see the features that I want in the old online editor. So I think those days it would be nice to have the text suggestion like we have when we are editing content with our smartphone, but not limited to the smartphone simple suggestion. It would be nice to check existing content and suggest a whole phrase based in the existing phrase that we are current typing. For example, let's say we type here hello my, and then it starts to suggest name is, instead of just like my, or and then we need to type here name. It already gives the suggestions for a whole paragraph. So that's it, and I hope I'm going to create more bundles, and this whole experience was really fun. There are lots of tutorials in doc.ezplatform.com, and yeah, see you in the next video.